$75,000, all attributed to that LLC. Now, how does that factor into them writing that off?
Well, typically what will happen is obviously you got expenses, right? So you want to keep track of those. It could be simple as have a spreadsheet.
Question, guys?
Hey, Richard, so do you have to change your insurance as well to your LLC?
Sure. Yeah, you do. You'll have to get insurance in the name of, because you're insured right now would be you,
Right.
right? And then the insured.
You talked earlier about your responsibility as a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
What head coach wakes up and says, I want to do a financial literacy workshop for my coaches? And why?
They try to sue me. Now, they can't come sue Richard Fame because that's where my assets, the bulk of my assets are going to be under Fame. What they can do is they can try to sue the LLC. They can sue the LLC, but you have liability insurance on that property. So your insurance company, obviously, you have liability insurance. They won't be able to come after you, though, and the rest of your assets, as long as those other assets are not in that LLC.
I want our guys to be knowledgeable, and some of them have come into a tremendous amount of wealth that I really want them to handle it correctly, budget it right, and actually understand how money works in regards to corporations, businesses, LLCs, all those things. And I just want my guys straight. The happier they are, the better they're gonna do what they're blessed to do. And I don't want them worrying about this and that. I don't. And it was great because you look around the room, you're not just looking at everyone to see if they're listening. You're saying who's writing stuff down, who is like really attentive, saying, "Dang, I ain't know all that." Because sometimes when you're in front of your peers, you got a sense of I know it all. I don't need that. I'm straight. I'm good. I already know all that. But then sooner or later, hey man, that's some good stuff there, man. Hey man, what's his number? Yeah. So we did that because everyone is coming to new places of residence, whether it's apartment, condo, townhouse, home, or whatever have it. Everyone's coming to something new, and we want to make sure they're straight.
Question, guys?
Can you also do that if you're renting versus buying?
I have no idea.
Absolutely. LLC would be the tenant.
So
Right?
Richard,
So my I don't pay it, the LLC pays it.
Mr. Richard.
So you just simply go and have the ownership status changed.
Okay.
Right now, it's owned by you, right?
Yes, sir.
You'll do, see here in the state of Florida, we call it quick claim deed, where I just simply go down to public record and I quick claim the deed to my LLC out of my name personally.
No, I mean, he said it perfectly. I think, I don't know how many coaches have done that. I can't really speak on that, but from people I know in the industry, I've never heard anybody talk about that being done or said, these things, or share that information with each other, right? And so for him to have the vision and the foresight to see that and say, you know what, I've been here and I am here and I'm going to continue to climb. And now that I've helped close the gap for a lot of my guys that's been with me for years.
I recommend you do a separate tax return, just for simplistic reasons, and it's easier to follow it. But again, that $50,000 would simply flow over to your 1040 tax return. Now, let's say you're making, $100,000 a year, W-2 or 1099. That $50,000 would be a negative to that. So it would affect what they call your adjusted gross income, which would be at the bottom of the first page of your personal tax return. That's what it would hit. But that's what you pay your taxes on, is the adjusted gross income. Right? So if I got 100K W-2, I got a negative 50K, then my adjusted gross income is 50K, and that's what I'm taxed on. And that's how people use businesses, LLCs, and things like that, and for especially highly compensated W-2 individuals, because without that, your adjusted growth is
Well, we just got out of a wonderful educational meeting as far as financial literacy, and it's a big thing because coaching and financial literacy don't always go hand in hand. There's a lot of money that exchanges in football, but people don't necessarily know how to handle that money that they're receiving. So for a young guy like me who really has been all football his life, to sit in a meeting like that and learn how to not only create wealth but sustain that wealth and avoid taxes, it's an effective strategy, and especially a young guy like me who's starting to increase his wealth gradually. It's just another beneficial thing that we're doing here at Colorado, and I'm grateful to be a part of it.
typically my W-2 wages or my 1099 income or any other type of income you make for that year. So what most people will do who have built any type of wealth, they typically will use real estate in order to offset paying taxes on that income. And again, this is not evading taxes, gentlemen, it's avoiding taxes. It's a big difference. What you want to put yourself in a position is especially for highly compensated individuals like you guys, I'm not sure how they're paying you, but if you're a W-2 guy, you're at the highest tax bracket it is. See, in our tax code, it's really more advantageous for people who own businesses as opposed to individuals, because businesses have more ability to write off certain things.
You know, today we had a meeting, a staff meeting. Of course, you go through plays and star schemes and things of that nature. But Coach Prime went above board and actually had a financial planner, someone who deals in finance, come and talk to us, because we've been blessed to be in a position where our income has increased. So also our taxable income has increased also, and we're feeling that if you're a little bit financial literate. So instead of just teaching kids how to play the game and play life, he's teaching coaches how to play the game and play life, because he's done it. I mean, the man is wealthy. He's put us in touch with people who are going to help us keep our money. That way we can make generational wealth for our families, and everybody knows what that means, especially for our community, to have that opportunity to do that. So I appreciate Coach Prime from going above and beyond.
President, he's getting a second home here. What's the best possibility of this? This is not his home. This is his workplace.
Okay, well, as I was telling you earlier, what you can't do is for the second home, create an LLC, you put the home, the LLC will purchase the home.